Recently we were hired by a brand new contractor that we've yet to work for. He hired us to drill 2 brand new wells for the spec houses that he had been drilling. Both of these wells were only divided by about 60 feet in the property line. Throughout the drilling process, we realized that the wells were actually interconnected underneath the ground. So as we drilled one well, the static water level actually dropped in the other well. Alright, well, it's completely grouted. We are good to go over here. Now I'm just kind of curious. I want to check the other well again, just to see if the static water level has come back up yet. It was about 30 foot this morning. I cannot see it right now. Hello! Yeah, it's still pretty deep. Unfortunately, I can't show you the static water level, but I can hear the echo, and right now it's still kind of deep. But I had that thought that both of these would be interconnected, and they are. Cool. Well, we are back here again. It's been, I guess, I don't know, about 4 weeks since the last clip that you just saw. There was that well there, and there's this well here. We just finished putting in the pump system to it, and just kind of want to give you a quick overview of how it looks here in North Carolina. Got a conduit going all the way down to the bottom of the trench, and they want a site inspection tube to make sure our conduit goes all the way to the bottom. That, to me, is just absolutely ridiculous. It's better well insulated if you just cover it full of dirt, but whatever. Then they also want a threadless sample port, so you cannot hook a garden hose to it. Although if you did hook a garden hose to it here at the well, you're going to get your best pressure for watering your grass, because it comes straight off the 1-inch feed with the least amount of restriction through any of the fittings. So tomorrow we'll be back and we'll do that system there. Dad's running the excavator and covering up the trench, making it all look pretty. Every one of these pipes is a site inspection tube. That way the inspector can come here, do a trench inspection. We don't have to leave the trench open, so he don't, he can look down the pipe and take his tape measure and make sure our pipe and wire are 24 inches deep. A little trick that we had learned. Then we discovered the gas company started doing the same thing. And I got my 1.5-inch sleeve through the wall, got it all glued in. We just came out about another 10 inches and did we did a 45 right there. I like it because the footer on this house is really, really low, so it makes my job a lot easier. We'll walk around here. I'll show you underneath the house. I would have really liked to enter right here, but the porch was in the way. This has got to be one of the best crawl spaces I've worked in probably the last 6 months, because the door, I can just walk right in. Whoever does crawl spaces like this under houses, absolutely impeccable job. I love it. This is sometimes like cleaner than most basements. But basically it's a sealed crawl space, so there's less chance of moisture to get up and ruin the wood underneath your home. But in doing this, you're kind of insulating the moisture and the temperature and everything, and they've insulated the block walls, and the idea behind that is you don't have to put any floor insulation in, so you're actually insulating underneath your home. And I believe some of them go as far as the AC system. They'll put one duct under here, and they'll just, that way it'll help control the humidity. We'll come over here, I'll show you. I've already got it covered up, but I had to dig a hole there about 20 inches deep. I drilled my hammer drill through the block. Got my wire and conduit. Wire goes all the way up. Then we wire stapled it, ran it over there to the bladder tank, and we did the PVC pipe. Tried to keep it in a straight line, less restriction. The wire goes right there. I snuck it behind here, and then we basically carried it over here. And whoever this housing builder is, he's really nice. His plumber had already dropped a water line for us, and his electrician had already dropped a power line for us, so we were good to go. I went ahead and mounted my pull disconnect here. I did some conduit up on his wire. I brought my flex conduit down the wall, all the way down into the pressure switch, out of the pressure switch, up, back up the wall, and then this is my wire that goes out to the well. So if we look at it from a large grand perspective, that's what we got. But I kind of made a dodo bird mistake. I noticed when I came here to drill the well that they had 1-inch pegs. So I said, okay, 1-inch pegs, big house, they're going to want a lot of pressure, a lot of flow. So I decided, let's go ahead and put in the 10-inch by 4-inch filter rather than the 10x2. So I brought the 10x4, and I didn't bring a mounting bracket for it. So when we come here tomorrow to do the other job, I got to come here and just throw the mounting bracket on, put it on my board, and then do a couple quick 90s, and we'll be good to go. A couple valves, and then this job will be complete. So yeah, whew, that was a not, it wasn't really that bad. It's kind of a lot of work. It's just the temperatures have gotten up, and looks like they're clearing that lot over there to build yet again another house. So whoever did this home, Ken Harvey Homes, they build a really nice home. They really do. I've seen some contractors that are not up to par with what I would want somebody building my house, but this house, they did a really nice job. I mean, like, look, we're on concrete. This could be just a porch. So they actually filled that full of gravel and they poured nice concrete, like really nice concrete work. Really beautiful home. Look at the doors. I don't know if those are oak, but they're gorgeous looking. They say oak, no. Yeah, look at these. I swear these are 10-foot ceilings. It feels like 10-foot ceilings. 8-foot doors, 10-foot ceilings. Look how big that door is. Big bedroom. Looks like 14 by 16. Really nice home. Really nice home. That's gonna be I assume, a closet. Pretty nice closet, yeah. I love working on these houses, man, because one day I might build my own. And it gives me so many ideas on what it is that I would want for my own house. Let's take a jog up the steps and see. Nice steps. Not too steep. Got a nice little balcony will be there. Big rooms to be upstairs. Big rooms. Yeah, bathroom, tub. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. Now this is cool. When I was a kid, I would die to have a room like this. It'd be like a playroom or something. It's just so wicked. The angles. Set you up an entertainment system in there. Get your computer or TV, whatever you want. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, we'll probably just use these for storage spaces, because this is not part of the air conditioned side of the house. But they'll have a full door. We'll have a full door for access to that. Yeah. Look outside and everybody's wondering where I'm at. Cool. I think that's a house builder pulling up right now. So I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna talk to him and show him everything that I just showed you and make sure he's happy with it and kind of explain, you know, how the system works, and then we're gonna get on up here. So. Well, it's the next day, and first thing I did was come here and put my filter in. Got it all ran, got it all looking good. Time to head over to the other house and get that all wrapped up. So because these wells are so close together, they're actually interconnected in the ground. And as one well empties, the other well empties. Now we actually hit really good water on both wells. One of them I believe is 225, the other one's 245. Once we realized they were interconnected, we drilled this one a little bit deeper. Our original plan was to put the pump in at 100 foot, but since both houses theoretically will be tied to the same aquifer through the remainder of their life cycle, we decided to set the pumps at 160 foot. Good to go. All right, well, he's continuing to dig the ditch. I've got to go hammer drill a hole through the side of the block wall and enter the crawl space. Now in a crawl space like this, they've got it sealed up really well, just like the other job. We got to be really respectful because somebody took the time to put up this insulation, glue it to the wall. They put down this barrier here as the transition between the two, and then they did, nobody else is as clean as I am, but then they did the plastic here, and they've laid that down as a moisture barrier. So when I dig down underneath here, I don't want to ruin any of this. I want to be able to put it all back, make it all nice and sealed. So what I have to do, figure out where they pin it, pull up all their pins. It's kind of dark under here, so. And now I've exposed it. And what I'll end up doing is I'll take a nail and I'll take this, I'll fold this up and I'll pin it for now. I use this pipe here sticking out the wall as my mark, 11 inches over. So I'm gonna go here, straight down, and this is where I'm gonna dig my hole. Just pin this up. And then I've got my tiny little army shovel, and I'm gonna sit under here and dig a watermelon sized hole to where then once we hammer drill through, I'll have access for my sleeve pipe, and I can bring my wire and my pipe through, and it'll look nice and good. So I'm gonna go ahead now and get to work digging this hole, and I'll show you what it looks like once I'm all done. Perfect. That is awesome. It's kind of cool I was able to grab that on film. All right, got my hole dug, got my dirt here, got my piece pinned up. We're good to go. Go ahead and clean that out a little bit so I can get my glue in there and not get any of my pipe dirty. Continue on. Now that's where we're going to be coming up with our pipe. We got to bring it over kind of close to the wall. We're going to bring it underneath the drain line here. We're going to bring it right along into this area, and we're going to tie it into the tank. I took the liberty of moving the plastic sheathing because you can kind of see the lay of the land there. Well, I didn't want my tank sitting there and leaning like that. You know, I know a lot of people will sit there and leave their stuff crooked. Went ahead and pulled it back, took my shovel, dug it out on this side, and put the dirt on this side to where my concrete pad and my tank all set level. It's going to be here for the next 15 to 20 years, so you don't want it to be an eyesore sitting there leaning with the lay of the land. Now, another thing I noticed, their wire right there is what actually powers my well pump. But code says I got to be within 3 to 5 foot of the door. So I got to start undoing all their wire staples and then bring their wire over here and hook up my pull disconnect. And then, unlike the other house, this house here is plumbed in 3/4 inch PEX. So this is going to be my main line that I need to tie to from my filter. Since they use 3/4 inch PEX, I'm not going to be sticking that 10 inch by 4 inch filter in here. I'm gonna stick the regular or residential tube of 10 in here because that's a good 8 gallon a minute filter. This 8 gallon a minute pipe. The other house being 1 inch, that'll flow a lot more volume, so I didn't want to be restricted and use the small filter for that house. So that's why I went ahead and plumbed that house up with the big filter. If someone's gonna pay the big money to have 1 inch PEX in their house, I'm gonna go ahead and do the right thing and put the right size filter corresponding with it. This one's just gonna get the residential. Got my wire and my pipe through my foundation sleeve down there. Still gotta do a little bit of weatherproofing, waterproofing around that sleeve where the block wall is, and also inside the sleeve, gotta put a little bit of MP1 caulk there so no water gets in. Next thing I gotta do is slide some conduit over this to bring that all the way up bottom with the floor joist. What I did, I just 90'd up, 90'd over, schedule 80. Anything in the ground, schedule 80, or anything on stress, schedule 80. Then I brought it over. We're gonna run it against the wall. We're gonna run it all the way up behind the bladder tank and then into the tank. That'll keep the plumbing nice and simple and neutral, and you know, and it'll look more streamlined. And this way it'll kind of keep it against the wall and up and out of the way. I gotta go get a 20-foot piece, glue it onto that, and then we're gonna run it above the drain line and behind the tank. Well, it looks like the trench inspector's here. Let's walk up to him and see what he says.
Tubes on this one, do I? No. Cool, Michael.
Yeah, we good.
Michael, no inspection tubes, brother. We can pull them off.
Look good?
All right.
Yeah, ironically, there was a big giant tree stump right here.
What was it?
See that tree stump?
Yeah.
That was right there.
Oh, really?
They missed it by that much.
Kind
of crazy.
They probably put it back.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they probably covered it up.
There were 4 others along through here too, though. Okay, cool.
Probably need to dig that corner out a little bit.
Huh?
We'll do a double 90 there.
You boss, man. You what? Right there?
We'll do 190 here, and then we'll do a double 90 here.
Okay, cool.
Because we got a little bit of a step down.
Okay, cool. Phil,
Yeah.
I need the Sawzall. I need to take the well casing down 3 inches.
Okay. Man, I even said so.
Well, you can look at it and measure, brother, right?
I know. It didn't look as bad when the dirt and the grout was there, but if you move the grout and dirt, then... It's been about an hour, and I've got everything under the house here done. Go ahead and pull this back up. Make sure we seal everything back off. Okay, that's good. What I do, I've got my pipe running under here, all the way along the edge, all the way up behind the bladder tank. And then the wire, I carried it up in conduit. Wire stapled it here because they got a duct here, so they're gonna have big, AC line gonna come here, so we didn't want that to interfere. So we held that tight against the wall, all the way over. Spread some light on the situation if I can. Got the wire all stapled up down the edge. Luckily I had just enough. I wanted to make a little bit different angle than that, but that was what I had to work with. So I'll show you. Tired of being under here. That's the way it looks. Nice and neat and tidy. Goes up into the filter. Got both my valves. Fancy little flashlight. And then I've got my pull 240 volt 60 amp disconnect. Everything's in conduit. Nice and smooth, nice and streamlined. Job well done. All right, time to go outside. We've got the trench being covered right now. Since the inspector was here earlier, we don't have to leave the trench open. He went ahead and measured it. Everything was good to go. So this here is where we entered the house. Had to do a little double 90, and there's our sleeve. Oh, got a little spot here that's open. They want that completely sealed. Sometimes it pulls. Now, a way to address stuff like this, put a little bit of spit on your finger. That way when it's wet, the caulk doesn't stick to you. Make it nice and good. Good deal. Got a little bit of slack in the wire, because what's going to happen is you don't want your wire tight. As the ground settles, it's going to pull on the wire. So you got to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room there. Let the wire kind of conform, and then a little swing joint there, that's going to push. We'll be good to go. All right, well, they're finishing up covering the ditch. I just wanted to kind of take a look around this house. Being under these houses, the contractor who's building them, I've yet to see anyone build a quality of home such as this. I mean, you can just look at the beams, and then like the stairways, they've got triple supports here in the middle, wide supports on the outside. Even in the garage, they've doubled up 2x4 structures. Underneath the house, the floor joists, I guess that, they don't look like they're 16-inch on center, but I guess they are. Some areas they've done 12-inch on center. And then they use these big laminated beams instead of, stacking boards up or whatnot. Just the quality of the build of the home is far superior than most of the ones that I've seen. But this is these two jobs here are the first two that we've ever done for this contractor. The reason why we got the job is a lot of the videos you've seen recently, probably in the last 6 months, there's a subdivision about half a mile up here on the right. We've drilled probably 8 of those wells, and we've drilled, I guess that's where they got the information, you know, to hire us to drill theirs. But this is a very, very hard area to find water in, and we've just gotten lucky. I was going to try to get in the house, but they're talking. They got the radio so loud. I just don't want to go in there. But we are in a area in North Carolina that the geology of the ground, if you Google it and you're curious about it, look up something called the Triassic Basin area, and that is where we fall under here. I've talked to another well driller recently who is our salesman, who drilled wells for a few decades, and he says that all of RDU, Raleigh-Durham International Airport, it's all built on top of the Triassic Basin. And the problem with the Triassic Basin is that there's very little water in it, and the water that's in it is hard to find, hard to access. You drill a well in it and you risk the well collapsing. Now, the video that I've been working on that will come out after this, I'm going to go into detail about the Triassic area. And one of the most commonly asked questions in well drilling is, what happens if you don't find water? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what happens in a situation where a home has been built and they can't find water. That will not be in this video. That will be in one of the next following videos. A lot of editing, a lot of research going into it, a lot of different clips here and there. But I'm going to take you to the house. I'm going to show you how many wells that they've drilled, and they're still in search for water. But we're all done with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And 2 days, actually it's like 3 days worth of work in this video over about a 5-week span. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Took me a long time to make the video, a lot of content in with it. So make sure you give the video a thumbs up, help support this channel. The more likes a video gets, the more the YouTube algorithm will push it out. So don't forget to like the video whenever you watch any of my videos, even if it's for 60 seconds. Smash the like button, help the algorithm out, help me reach 100,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.